I haven't even turned this on. Hey, everybody on Facebook. There's nobody to talk to on Facebook, YouTubers. I just turned it on. So we have 0 watchers right now. So sorry about that, everybody.
Join us. That's Florida Talk Real Estate on Facebook. Thank you very much for tuning in, whether it's 92.1, 101.7, of course, with your free download, your iHeartRadio app. Thanks for being with us. Remember, you can always join the program toll-free, 877-927-6969. Jim at the line. Yep, you make the call, we'll take the call. And, of course, I want to make sure Jimmy D gets his proper introduction. Of course, that's Jim DePola with the Florida Home Pros team. That's a Keller Williams Innovations. He runs the top producing team, y'all. That's the team we speak of, Florida Home Pros. Jimmy D, how you be?
Thank you very much. I'm just texting everybody on Facebook and YouTube that are getting on right now saying, sorry about that, guys. I forgot to turn it on because I had a Jimmy D moment. So sorry about that. So everybody's starting to load in on Facebook and YouTube, which is awesome. Have a little announcement. We got a little recognition from Keller Williams, so I just wanted to shout it out. Not really to brag, but to thank the Real Radio audience and my team for offering such great customer service and great business skills to the community. We were ranked out of the region, the South Florida Keller Southeast and Southwest region of Keller Williams Realty. We were ranked number 8 for teams as far as the amount of closings last month, and that was pretty nice. So I know there's more than 6,000 agents in our area, and just Keller Williams agents. There's 50,000 real estate agents in the South Florida area, and Keller Williams is ranked number 1, and we're number 8 in the region for June. So thank you so much, everybody, for supporting us and for allowing us to do what we do. And we can help you anytime you want. All you got to do is give us a call off air or just go to floridatalkrealestate.com.
That's it. Your one-stop real estate shop. You'll find the hotline there, floridatalkrealestate.com.
So now I want to do the fun stuff, okay? So
wait, that was fun.
I don't know about fun, right? That's just like, I don't like toot my horn too much. But what I do like talking about, I always have fun. Everybody on this show has fun teasing Ross a little bit because he's such a humble guy. But now what we got is, I think I got a new nickname for him, okay? So
wait, did I get that right, Jimmy? You don't like tooting your own horn, but you like tooting other guys' horns. Is that what I heard?
Oh my gosh. So I'm ignoring that. So Ross, you just 2 weeks ago, you just did a 80-mile journey from Bimini Isles to Lake Worth with a boat, a perfectly capable working boat, but you stepped off that boat in Bimini Isles and you didn't get back on a boat. I don't think ever, right? You just landed on the land at Lake Worth Beach. Is that true?
I have not been back on a boat since I got to Bimini. I tell you.
Yeah, so
probably haven't been back on a paddleboard, if I'm guessing too.
He
paddleboarded
80 miles 2 weeks ago, and I wasn't able to get him on the show last week, which I was really bummed out. So I really want to spend some time today, because when I called him to ask him how it went, oh my gosh, what a story. And now I think I have a new nickname for you, Ross. I think we should call you Superman, because I don't know how many people can paddleboard 80 miles, right? And I don't know how many people would want to.
There was a lot of us who did it. I wasn't the only one.
I know. Yeah, but I wonder how many of them actually got in the boat somewhere along the way.
Super actually has SUP in it.
I'm sorry, Mike.
Stand-up paddle. Super actually has SUP in the name, so I think it works. Super.
How did you get that? How did you figure that out? Stand-up paddle.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Out of like all the people who did the paddle, there was, I think, 39 people who did not get on the boat, like stayed on their board the entire time.
How many stayed on the board the whole time?
I think like 39.
Wow, that's pretty tough, man.
They call doing the event a crossing crusader, but if you go beach to beach without getting on the boat or any assistance or anything like that, then they call you a iron crusader.
Wow.
So they say 39 people went iron.
So does that mean you didn't even fall off? So
I made it. I get to like the very end where the boat peels away from you, like your support boat leaves, and then you go and are supposed to cross the finish line, I make it all the way till I'm about to turn towards to go to the beach, and I fell off.
Wow.
I looked at my watch. I had done 78.05 miles without falling off. And I fell off in the last quarter mile.
So let me, I want
Wow.
to set the stage for people about this. So you were doing it for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, but the thing that I was surprised about is you started the trip at, like you said, 1:15 a.m. on Sunday. Is that true? And then you got back to the beach at what time?
15 hours after that. But
15
we
hours.
started, yeah.
Holy smoly.
The race started, or the event started at midnight. So the first wave of people went off at midnight, and I was in the last wave. And so we didn't go off until after 1 a.m.
Wow. Now, let me ask you, during that time, they had that alignment of the planets in the sky.
Yeah.
I think we won't see it again for another 30 or something years or something like that. Was that awesome, or was it cloudy? Like, to me, that would have been like icing on the cake if you had to do that, like to have that view.
So it was behind me.
Oh, the whole time, really?
Yeah, it was behind me.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Jim and I were talking about it, and we imagine, you mean, when you're out there in the middle of the ocean, the light pollution is like basically nothing, but all your support boats and stuff, are they all lit up?
So he didn't have any, not really any lights like in the boat going, because that kind of messes up like my night vision. But he had the underwater lights on. And so that still, it was cool to turn everything off and then, look up and get a little view of it,
I bet. And I'm guessing that under boat light could get a little eerie at times, because it just it's kind of lighting up the unknown. I don't know, it's better left unknown sometimes.
At that point, you can't tell how deep it is. So it could be, so it could be 20 feet deep, or it could be 1,000 feet deep. I didn't care. I was just looking like at those two engines, and that's just.
Oh, you're following the boat.
Engines. Pardon?
You're following the boat.
Yes, you're following the boat. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a new name, Super Ross. You have a superpower, which I think you just said night vision, which is nice, right? It's good to have.
Yeah.
And you didn't fall off.
I did.
Till the very end.
I'm wondering if the lights attracted fish. Like, did you see any like unusual things like that way?
No, I never saw anything weird. I had a flying fish like jump on my board and like land on my board. Saw some dolphins. School of mahi swam by, and my captain got really excited and grabbed a fishing pole and threw it out and caught one while I was paddling.
Nice.
Yeah, but that was, not much wildlife. I didn't see, just besides the dolphins in that school of mahi, not much wildlife at all.
Now, the other thing I was wondering is like, could you see the waves good enough that you could, like how choppy was the water? That's the one thing I was concerned. It was glass the whole way?
Yes, until about the last like 10 to 15 miles, it was just glass.
Oh, just 10 or 15 miles. That's the way he says it. Just, the last 15 miles, it was a little
The majority
choppy.
of it was glass, but there was no wind, so it was super hot. It was just hot.
Really? It was
really
hot.
Yeah,
wow.
With no wind, but the water was flat, just really nice. Perfect.
Do you know why they started so late? Was that so that you didn't have the heat while you were paddling most of the time, or do you know if that was taken? Yeah,
I think so. And then at times getting to the beach in the afternoon, timing of getting back,
Is this cool or what that he did this? I just think it's awesome.
It is so cool. Did you maintain such a pace that you actually passed some people that went in the stage before you?
So they had like a suggested route to take to go back, but you could go any way you wanted to. So kind of the suggested route was kind of like head kind of due west and then belly a turn to head back north. And we kind of cut that and just went more north. So I didn't once I started, I didn't really see anybody at all, except just to my left. Just to the south of me, you could just see that whole caravan of boats going on there.
Well, that's kind of I think there's a little bit of an assuring aspect when when you're out there, right? And then granted, you have a boat with you, but to be able to see others doing it, to me at least, would give like a little bit of like, oh, okay, good. I'm not out here all by myself.
I mean, all I could see was boat lights, just a caravan of boat lights, and that you could just tell that that's what that was. But, it's pretty cool. You'd see a big tanker, and you'd kind of have to maybe adjust your course a little bit just to make sure you pass them in time. And
right.
Yeah, it was neat. It was really awesome.
What did you have on your board besides yourself?
Pardon?
What did you have on your board besides you? Did you have like little snacks or anything, or if you needed anything, was it on the boat?
So that everything was on the boat, but I had like a hydration pack on so that I could drink something as I was during the thing. Nice. So like my whole plan was to, stop, paddle for an hour, stop for like 3 minutes. And like, I wanted it all timed because I wanted to see how well I could actually do. And so I had it all timed, and like I had to drink this solution every hour, and that was supposed to get me through, and I wasn't supposed to have to eat anything. And I just drank so much liquid all day Friday and all day Saturday. And I had to drink that solution. I was drinking that solution up until I started paddling. And then I had to drink that solution every hour. And then after the third hour, I just had so much fluid in my body that it just all started coming back out. I started out the top. And then once I did that, like, I guess I'd lost all the minerals and electrolytes. And so I ended up like my hands were cramping. So I'd be trying to paddle and my hand would cramp. And so I couldn't paddle. And it was probably about 2.5 hours of paddling for a few minutes. And then my hand would cramp. And then I'd have to get back to the boat. My buddy, I'd just hold my hand up and my buddy would just massage my hand for me. Like, I had a really good support crew that really kind of got me back into business. And, I was drinking, luckily we had table salt on the boat. So they were making for me like shots of Gatorade, but loaded with salt. And so like every time my hand would cramp, I'd come in, they'd massage my hand, I'd take a shot of that and then get back on. And after about 2.5 hours, I got kind of everything back in me and I was able to just keep going again and didn't have any like hiccups after that.
That's amazing. He told me the ordeal that he went through with all that. And I think Mike is frozen. Isn't it funny? If anybody's watching Facebook, you can make a funny of Mike, because he looks like he's sleeping while Ross is telling this story, but he's really frozen. He just sent me a text that his internet's frozen, so he's having problems. Of course, he has Xfinity. I'm having the same problem right now at my place. So anyway, when he can come back, he'll come back. Mike, I'm going to go ahead and remove you, and then you can come back. So what happened was he told me about the ordeal. Ross told me about the ordeal he was going through, and I was like, wow. And I thought he didn't make it, and then he said he made it, but he did more than make it. What place did you come at it out of that group of people?
I got third.
Third. Is that amazing, Johnny?
So we're talking about time. You're in the third best time?
Third best in men's. Yep. Third best in men's.
That's fantastic. Because I know you obviously were doing it for the cause, but you really, you like to challenge yourself, see what you're capable of. And was that a goal you set? Did you want to be like top 5 or something?
I wanted to see how well I could do.
I know that.
I wanted to see how well I could do.
So, you're clearly pleased with your outcome then.
Sure.
That's a delay there.
Huh. Ross, I didn't know how competitive. Ross has a competitive streak in him. I didn't, because he's such a chill Zen guy.
I'm super competitive too. Like my 9-year-old hasn't beat me in anything unless I was like, all right. But I don't know. To me, to go from somebody that's not really a paddleboarder, and when Ross was kind of diving in, he was stretching his legs and seeing how far he can go. And you didn't have this. It's not like you had years to prepare. And, dumping in, considering what you just told us about how everything they gave you that was going to enable you to kind of fight through, you lost that support and had to battle back. I don't know. To me, finishing third is remarkable.
I agree. I agree. So what do you think Ross said? Do you mind if I share this, Ross? Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I missed it because my internet is in and out. Did you say Ross got third place?
He got third place. And
how many people were trying?
I don't recall how many people were in the
Two.
in the men's competitive. Yeah, two.
I'm joking. Of course.
Wow, that's pretty
Yeah.
amazing, Ross. And you're not happy with. You wanted to win, I guess.
I was just kind of bummed that I kind of had that 2.5 hours that was, set me back. And then kind of once that happened, I figured I was out of any placement, like I figured because of that, like I wasn't in any sort of position to do, well as far as placement goes. So, there were a couple times I just, like I said, I stopped and I just, looked up and kind of started taking everything in. As I sat down for a minute and turned around and watched the sun come up.
Wow.
So I kind of wasn't, I don't know, I feel like I could have done a little better.
Well, how far behind first place were you?
First place, I think I was about an hour behind, and then I think I was about 30 minutes behind third. I think something like that, or 30 minutes in second.
Yeah, so you're not wrong in your thinking. I mean, you laid out, the real trials that you went through beyond the whole thing. But when you're going through what you were going through, that slows you down considerably. And then you're taking some breaks that otherwise you wouldn't have, because you kind of got in this mode where you're like, well, I'm going to finish, but clearly already, behind where I want to be.
Yeah, and I mean, who's to say that those guys didn't have those same issues? So
true.
Yep.
Who knows?
True.
But
Well,
when you were getting your hand massaged, is it like the Tour de France where they go and they get the water from the vehicle and then they kind of hold on for a little bit and the vehicle speeds up, gives them a little boost? Did you get that?
No, I did not.
No?
One thing I was very concerned about is like I didn't want anybody to somehow see me and say, hey, I saw you,
You cheated.
whatever, wake surfing or, holding on to the boat as it was going, like I was like yelling at the guys, like if they went to like go grab me to hold me. And I was like, I was yelling at them to make sure that boat was out of gear, just to even, hand like stabilize me as they were handing me something, I don't know. I just didn't want to say I got any assistance. So I'm very aware of that.
Do you think you're going to do it again, Ross?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll do it
next
again
year
for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So next year, let's get involved a little more heavy duty. Maybe we can get Jared.
You should do it, Jim.
Maybe
you
we
should do
can
it with
get Jared. I don't know about that.
It'll be a good goal.
I have another paddleboard story, if you don't mind. It's not as well. Maybe it might be not
Better.
a 15-hour ordeal. But Jared Perry. So Jared Perry puts a thing out on Instagram or something a couple of days ago, where he's paddleboarding, and he caught a jack. Right, while he was fishing, while he was paddleboarding, he caught a jack. So I just saw that. So I called him a couple of days later, and Jared Perry's from the Perry CPA Group and Player Performance First, who's one of the main people on our show and behind the scenes. He's a great accountant, and if you need a great accountant, he's the guy. Actually, especially in real estate too. So anyway, I talked to him about the jack. Say, hey, I caught a jack. He goes, yeah, that was pretty wild. The thing I was joking with him about his paddleboard, he has screwed on or attached to the paddleboard 2 sets of rod racks, so he could put 6 rods in those racks at any given time. Right. So he has 6 rod holders. Yeah, I think he had a live bait well attached to the paddleboard, and I think a cooler or something. And I'm like, he's got like this paddleboard's like a mini boat. All you got to do is put a motor on it, and it's a boat. There's no difference.
I bet he's riding the paddleboard company's name is Boat, BOTE.
I don't know. Maybe do they have one like that?
Yeah, that they make like these big paddleboards that are like made for fishing that have rod holders, seats, like all the stuff that you described.
Yeah, that's funny.
Attachments for him.
Well, he's got one of them then, right? He's got one of them that are similar. So anyway, he tells me that he catches. So while he's paddleboarding, he throws some mackerel on the back end of the paddleboard, and just drag lines it or whatever you call that. And he just hopes that something's going to hit while he's paddleboarding. Well, jack hit. Next thing you know, the jacks, they're pretty strong, right? And he goes, yeah. And I go, did it pull you around all over the place? He goes, yeah, actually it did. So it was pulling him so fast that other boats were following him. to see what fish was dragging him around so big until he caught it. Isn't that cool?
Wow.
I wish I had video of that he couldn't pull it in. It was too strong. He had to wait for it to get tired, so it was pulling around all over the place. The boats were following him. Isn't that cool?
It seems dangerous, but I'm thinking, like, how far out do you let it go, right? It's like the old man in the sea. Like, how far do you go out knowing that you got to get back too?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought that, I mean, it's not the same as Ross. It's a different type of story, but it's two paddleboard stories in one show. When does that happen in Florida?
Stay tuned, folks. There's a third one.
Hey,
I have a feeling Ross now is going to, now he's got that iron designation. Now he's going to go for the real, the Ironman challenge, maybe some of those endurance challenges. You got the bug now, Ross? You trying to do some of that stuff?
I mean, I'm not ready to do an actual Ironman yet. I think in a few more years, probably. But I like endurance challenges. If there's one out there, if there's an interesting one out there, definitely.
Here's one. Try to find homeowners insurance for somebody.
Well, we're going to be talking.
Maybe that's why it's so easy to me.
Yeah, compared to that, right? Compared to that, you can do anything.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about homeowners insurance later. We have some important stuff. There's been articles coming out about Citizens Insurance, which is called the insurance of last resort in Florida, has been dumping homeowners for something that they can't control. It's not about how old the roof is, or if they have an electrical panel, or how old the building is. They're dumping people for another reason, and we're going to talk about that later in the show. I wanted just to wrap up this. I wanted to wrap up this segment talking about something I read in the news, because we've been talking about so many not fun stories, right? We've been talking about how the interest rates are going up and the insurance rates are becoming more and more unaffordable, and how in our area we have the highest rental rates in the country per capita per income, and we're the worst rental market in the country. For renters' perspective, it must be great to be the landlord, but it sucks to be the renter, and all this stuff going on. So there's a little tiny, I always try to give a little tiny glimmer of hope if there's anything out there. So I saw something on WPTV, and it was an article that came out just a couple of days ago, and I was a little surprised by it. So I actually read it. It was actually July 15th. So you can catch it on WPTV if you want on their website. But listen to the headline, and it's a little surprising. The headline says, "Could rental prices be dropping in West Palm Beach? Some prospective renters seeing prices decrease by $200 to $300 a month." So that is kind of like a head shake moment. It's like, what? Is that really happening? And I have to tell you, I can see some of that. I've been looking at a lot of rentals for customers, and to be honest with you, for myself, looking at rentals, and I'm seeing a lot of the rental rates. I see a lot of people that rented the properties out, let's say last year, and the lease is up, and I can see it on the history of the MLS, and I see what they rented it for a year ago and what they're asking for this year. And then I see that they've dropped the price 1 or 2 times, sometimes 3 times from their original asking price for the new rent. And they're dropping the prices a little bit before they're picked up. Now, it's not all the time. It goes down like that, because some markets are different than others. But I am seeing a little bit of an ease on the rates a little bit. I'm not telling you that that's going to be a trend, a long-term trend or not, but we might be at the peak of that for right now. And the only reason why the prices are dropping is because the landlords aren't getting the people to come in at the prices they're asking for. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Well, it's always interesting. I'm sorry, Mike, but when you say dropping, so like, are they lowering the rent, or are they raising the ask price to where people are kind of, it's too shell shocky and they got to put it back where it was? Like, to me, it feels like they're saying,
actually, that's
$1,500, but now they can only ask in 12. It just doesn't feel that way to me.
Well, actually, that's a very good point, Johnny. Thank you for bringing in that perspective, because I actually didn't think about when I read the story. The way I'm reading the story is they're dropping the list prices for the rentals. the asking prices for the rentals. I don't think it's dropping compared to a year ago. But what they're asking for is too pie in the sky, and they're not getting it. So they're coming more realistic. They're getting more realistic because they got to get the people in there. They're losing money, right?
Like the people.
So that's a good point. So I wouldn't say that they're dropping. That would be a big deal. If Johnny's right. If we were getting $200 to $300, that would be a 10% drop compared to the average rental rate.
I think if you
last year.
You got 100 callers and you said how many are renewing their lease for less monthly rent, the answer would be 0, right? Like nobody's doing. Ross, you're an investor, right? Like kind of. Have you increased your rents, lowered your rents?
No, same.
Nice.
It's nice to have Ross as a landlord.
Yeah, I was gonna say not all landlords are killing people out there.
And maybe we can get Franny, hint, Jimothy, to do a Super Ross thing one time. We could dovetail them and play them up interchangeably. Maybe you could do that. Let me see here. A couple of.
I think Ross just said he prefers hot Ross.
You prefer hot Ross?
You can lose that one.
But listen to this, just to give you an idea. This is from rent.com, just to wrap up with this. 1-bedroom apartments in West Palm Beach trended from $2,840 in June for a 1-bedroom apartment, $2,800 to $2,550, right? And 2 bedrooms went from $3,700 a month to $3,600 a month. So what some of the realtors that were interviewing the stories, they say that there's just too many apartments that are empty right now. So everybody's starting to compete with each other. I think that's a factor of two things. I think there's a lot more landlords out there than there used to be. And we've saturated the rental market and these high costs. I think some renters are just fighting back and say, we're going to wait and see what's going to happen. I don't know how that's going to work, but we'll see. You know?
I'm thinking back to the days when I first moved out with my brother, and if I'm thinking, hey, rent's going to be $3,700 for a 2-bedroom, let's go halves on that, right? And so what's my half on that? No, I think my half when I first rented was about $300 a month or something.
I know. Right? I think I was paying $600 down here or something with my half back then. Look, we want to take the hard break, so we're going to take the break now. And the reason why is right after this break, we have 3 open houses going on today. It's pretty crazy here at the Florida Home Pros. We got Scott Spainhauer in West Palm. We've got Hannah in West Palm, in a different part of West Palm, and we've got Cameron in Port St. Lucie today. They're all going to be talking about the open houses they're holding. Let me tell you, all 3 properties are completely different from each other, so it's going to be fun to hear about what's on the market. So we're going to do that right after the break.
Perfect. We have ample opportunity for you to not only get involved with the show, but to reach out to this entire team of pros. We actually call the website the one-stop real estate shop for that very reason. You have access to the entire team at floridatalkrealestate.com. You'll find the hotline, 888-973-7828. That's answered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by a live body. Again, floridatalkrealestate.com. Buying a home, selling a home, you stuck with a home, not quite sure what you're going to do. Maybe you are struggling with your property insurance, looking to do a refi, whatever it possibly is. Do not hesitate. Send folks to floridatalkrealestate.com. We're back in 4 minutes. 4 quick minutes. We'll give you some details on some open houses and get you a lot more infotainment. 2 hours is what we give you every Saturday right here on Real Radio.
We'll be your friend. Follow us at Real Radio 92.1 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
Hey there, everyone. I'm CBS 12 Storm Track meteorologist Zach Covey. Make sure you have the umbrella or the rain jacket today, as rounds of showers and even a few thunderstorms will work their way into the area today. Now, severe weather not anticipated, but some of them could produce heavy rain, frequent lightning, a few strong wind gusts, and maybe even some small hail.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Some banks can make it complicated to redeem credit card rewards. But with Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. Talk about amazing. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply.
Hey, it's your boy Johnny C here, host of Florida Talk Real Estate. They're tops when it comes to helping people buy and sell houses. But Florida Talk Real Estate is so much more than that. For 5 years, I've watched these guys help thousands of our listeners with any real estate need. They couldn't do it without their sponsors, who are experts in their fields. Check it out. Jim DePola, powered by Keller Williams Realty. Their team specializes in helping people sell their house for top dollar, and buyers get great deals on the purchase of their home. That's what they did for me and my family, and I couldn't be happier that I hired them for my real estate transaction. Mike Rauch from the mortgage firm is one of our favorite guests on the show, and he is the mortgage guy. Whether you're looking for a refi or a mortgage to purchase a new home, Mike Rauch will get you the answers you need. The mortgage firm is licensed to do loans in Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia, and they have local offices that cover all of South Florida. So if you're thinking about a refi or a new mortgage, go to the mortgage guy, Mike Rauch, and find out what he can do for you. The Mortgage Firm, Inc., NMLS 189233, Florida license MLD 78, equal housing lender. The law office of Paul A. Krasker has been specializing in real estate law for nearly 25 years and has the professional team you need. Upside down with your house, Paul's team can help you conduct short sales, loan modifications, even if you're behind on payments. They also help you with foreclosure defense and bankruptcy. They can even help you get a student loan modification and repair your credit to get the score you need. Paul's full-service team has helped thousands of our listeners, and they can help you too. Trident Title LLC is the largest privately owned title company in Florida. When you need a title company to complete a refi, home purchase, or sale, Trident Title has got you covered. Not only do they offer competitive pricing, Trident Title has attorneys on staff to make sure if you have bumps in the road declaring title that you can get the job done. Beware, not all title companies in Florida have attorneys on staff. Trident Title does and complies with all the new federal regulations released last year. Ross Komarinetz, owner of Brightway Insurance, has been helping our listeners get great rates on homeowners insurance plans. Haven't checked your homeowners insurance policy in a while? This is a great way to help reduce your monthly mortgage payment. Ross can also help with renters and auto insurance. Ross is only a phone call away and can usually get the answers you need same day.
Call Ross today at 561-425-6228 or drop by his office at 873 Donald Ross Road in Juno Beach.
So now you know why I'm happy to be part of the Florida Talk Real Estate Show, the longest running real estate show in Florida. And all these sponsors are just a phone call or a click away. Just call 888-973-7828. That's 888-973-7828. Or go to floridatalkrealestate.com. That's floridatalkrealestate.com. And don't forget to use the most accurate search engine to find your new home or ask for a free home valuation because floridatalkrealestate.com has you covered. That's floridatalkrealestate.com.
Diamonds Direct is celebrating your golden moments with a spectacular summer store-wide sale. This Friday through Sunday, 3 days of extra savings. 20% off Diamonds Direct's already unbeatable prices on a multi-million-dollar selection of fabulous rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, colored gemstones. Virtually everything's on sale. Plus, top jewelry designers are here with all new collections. It's the buying opportunity of the season. Extra savings store-wide this Friday through Sunday only, and only at Diamonds Direct in Boca Raton. Details and more at diamondsdirect.com.
Hi, I'm Margaret Killjoy. I'm the host of Cool People Who Did Cool Stuff, a new podcast from Cool Zone Media and iHeartRadio. We all know there's a bunch of bad stuff going on in the world, and there's been a lot of bad stuff that's happened all throughout history. But you know what's cool? When people try to stop all that bad stuff from happening. I'm a science fiction author, a feminist, and an activist, and every week I'll bring you a new story of rebellion, revolution, and, cool stuff like that. Episodes drop every Monday and Wednesday. You can listen to Cool People Who Did Cool Stuff on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast.
I'll call you back. Oh, shit. All right.
This is Florida Talk Real Estate with Jim DePola and Johnny C. Got a question for the show? Call us live at 1-877-927-6969.
Yeah, that's it. Toll free at 877-927-6969. If you dial it with your question, comment, concern in the world of real estate, Jimothy's going to take your call there, line you up. You make that call, we'll take that call. Of course, we got another strong hour and a half for you. Every Saturday, we'll give you 2 hours of infotainment. Well, that's me, Johnny C. Ross Komarinetz is with us with Brightway Insurance, Juno Beach. Nice to see you, Ross.
Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody.
Happy with us. And if you missed the earlier portion of the show, remember, if we're on Facebook, you know, go to Facebook if you're not listening or watching on Facebook. We stream on YouTube as well, Florida Talk to Real Estate on both. But I know that video should stay there on Facebook. You can catch up on how the paddleboard venture went with Ross. We had very interesting stories for sure, worthy of a revisit if you missed out on the first segment of today's show. Mike Rauch is with us as well, the mortgage guy from the mortgage firm. Hello, Michael.
Good morning, sir. My internet seems to be holding up here, so
nice.
Hopefully, no more problems.
I know.
Thank you, Xfinity.
I know Jimothy's having some computer issues too, so I think I don't know if we can put it all on the internet company, but it might just be solar flares or something. Who knows? Who knows what we're dealing with today? Or it could just be Xfinity. You know, sunspots. Sunspots. That's what it is.
No, they started the Hadron Collider at CERN.
Yes.
Yeah, doing it. Yeah. We're all gonna. That's gonna open a black hole or something. Jimmy D's with us as he is just about every Saturday. That's Jim DePola, and I've told you for over a decade he runs a top-producing Keller Williams team. That's the Florida Home Pros teams with Keller Williams Innovations. Jimmy D, how you be?
Hey, good, Johnny. We got this segment's going to be open house extravaganza.
Oh, nice.
So we've got a whole bunch of things. So before I get everybody on to talk about the open houses, I just kind of want to give an overview of like the eclectic mix of stuff the Florida Home Pros do. I think this is a good day to kind of show that. So we've got, 7-figure home in West Palm. We've got one of the lowest homes available in all of St. Lucie County. And we have a really nice value priced home out in West Palm Beach acreage area. So we got 3 open houses in 3 different areas, 2 counties. And we're going to go into the first house, which is 7623 Washington Road in West Palm Beach. And we're going to get Scott on the air right now because Scott's going to be doing that open house. Scott with the Florida Home Pros.
Beautiful. Scott Spainhour, my friend, how are you? And welcome. You're on Florida Talk Real Estate.
Hey, guys. Good morning. I'm excellent. I just wanted to say kudos to Ross for paddling for good calls and all the way from the Bahamas to the east coast of Florida. That's pretty awesome, Ross. And a side note, I still don't think we need to change the name. I think that paddling trip just proves that he's hot Ross.
Actually, it was Bimini, not Bahamas. Would that be a difference? Is that a difference in mileage? I'm not good on that.
The Bimini's in the Bahamas.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm being a dumb. That's a Jimmy D moment there. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. Scott knows better than me because he's a boater. So, okay. So 7623 Washington Road. How long are you going to be there, Scott? Can you tell us a little bit about the property from your perspective, and I'll go into some other stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, guys, I'm going to be out there from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. This home is, I'm going to be hanging out 1 block east of the Intercoastal in what's called the So-So neighborhood. It's located south of Southern Boulevard. And north of Forest Hill, just kind of give you a general area, 1 block off the Intercoastal. Guys, this is a beautiful 5-bedroom, 3-bath home that's been completely renovated. And it really is a unique neighborhood. There's 2 completely different type of buyers that could potentially buy this home. The home is in great shape, renovated. Somebody could buy it, move in, bring your toothbrush, turnkey, ready to go. You got that buyer. But in this neighborhood, developers are coming in and buying homes and lots, and they're building homes in this neighborhood anywhere between 1.8 and 3.5. And if you get on the Intercoastal, they're going as high as $6 million. So we're listed at 1.295. So we potentially today are going to attract 2 completely different type of buyers. So yeah, I'm excited. I'll be out there today from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And again, that's at 7623 Washington Road, located in the So-So neighborhood.
Isn't it funny that they call this place the so-so neighborhood? So like if you don't understand that it's south of Southern, it sounds like so-so neighborhood. Just so-so. You know, how's your neighborhood?
Nice.
So-so.
What's crazy is he's so right with, somebody's going to buy it and move in, or somebody's going to buy it just to knock it down and build something else.
Yeah, it's happening all the time over there. It was in the front page of the Palm Beach Post last week, this neighborhood. It was front page news over there talking about how the neighborhood is going from 19. And I'd like to talk to you about this real quick, Ross, during our insurance thing, okay? Because I got 3 open houses. But one of the things that people are complaining about in that neighborhood is that it's an awesome neighborhood. Don't get me everybody's walking their dogs, or you see tons of people like with strollers, and they just love walking around. Everybody's saying hello to everybody. It really feels like an old-timey neighborhood. It's awesome, right? It really is. And it's a great location. And there's a lot of Palm Beachers, for whatever reason, are selling their homes in Palm Beach. And then they're coming to this exact area of So-So and finding the waterfront there. And they're buying the homes to tear them down and build them up. But it's also happening in the interior lots. And it's a great walking neighborhood. It's close to everything. But the article was more about the owners of the other homes that aren't being torn down and how upset that they're building these, McMansions. We used to call them back in the 90s. They used to call them, or in the early 2000s, the McMansions, right? So they're complaining that these McMansions are going up. But I have a little different perspective on that. I understand that the nostalgia factor of having the older homes there is important. But for insurance purposes, insurance companies are saying, to these 1950 homes, and they're getting older and older. And there are homes in this neighborhood that are designated historic. So there are 1920 homes in there and stuff where you can't tear the house down and rebuild. But these 1950s homes, the house we have is 1974. Right? The house that we're selling today is 1974. So this is a great play for either way. We have it priced great because it's enough where a developer can go in there, buy the house, tear it down, right? Or if somebody wants to be in that great neighborhood but doesn't want to pay $3.5 million for a house, right? They could pay the price we're asking at $1.295, go in there, keep the house. The house is really nicely upgraded already. So the only thing you would have to do to the house basically is things you want to do to the house. So check out some of these upgrades. The roof was put in 2012, so you don't have to worry about that, right? In 2012, the second story is a frame house. It's cinder block, mostly on the downstairs. So the 2 stories upstairs, when they re-roofed the house, they re-strapped it to make it meet today's hurricane codes of 145 miles an hour, right? They also replaced the They also replaced the windows during that part of the renovation and put impact windows on those windows up there. They ripped out the kitchen and put it in a brand new kitchen, $60,000 kitchen in 2019. There's a new AC in 2019. They built a $12,000 master bedroom closet. So if you want a really, really nice closet, this could be used as a bedroom in most people's houses. But it's an organizer closet that would make a lot of people just go, wow, if you're into closets. And go ahead, Mike. You're into closets?
I saw the pictures of that, and I said, did they convert a bedroom into a closet? And that's amazing if that's what happened. But, it looks like it's the size of a bedroom, but it's
It's the size of a bedroom. It has all the organizer stuff, so that part's really cool. It's got a really cool family room, which a lot of lighting, and the kitchen's really nice. It has a really large dining room. And the other thing that's really cool about this house, it has the old style mudroom pantry, and it's pretty big. So you have your washer and dryer in there, but there's it's got an extra fridge in that pantry, and then it has like a pantry where the family right now is putting all their construction tools from the work that had been done on the house, all in that pantry. But it would be great for like a chef or if somebody loves cooking. That would be awesome. So Scott will be out there from 11 o'clock to 2 p.m., 7623 Washington Road. Scott, do you have any other kind of insights that maybe I forgot to talk about or anything?
One other thing that I can throw out there is right now at our list price, we are the lowest active for sale property in that neighborhood by about $500,000. So we really are priced right. And again, two completely different types of buyers could buy this house. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And like I said, I'll be out there from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. looking to find a buyer.
Scott, do me a favor, will you? Sell that house.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay.
You guys, hey, have a great rest of the show.
Thanks. Okay. Don't forget to give a report later. Okay.
You got it.
Thanks, man.
Good luck out there, brother. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a great rest of your day and the rest of your weekend. So we got Hannah and Cameron both out with open houses as well. And we're kind of reaching up to St. Lucie County. And I believe we're also in Palm Beach County. Which county do you want to go to next there, Jimmy D?
Okay, so let's just stay in West Palm for this one. So we're going to start with Hannah first, and then we're going to go right into Cameron. So Cameron, just hold tight there if you don't mind.
Perfect. Well, let's get some details. Hannah's going to be out with an open house today. Welcome, Hannah. You're on Florida Talk Real Estate. How are you this morning?
I'm fine. How are you?
Excellent. Nice to hear your voice. Welcome on the show.
Thank you.
That's great, Hannah. Thank you so much for manning this open house. This is not your first open house, is it? You're recently agent to Keller Williams Innovations, so she's part of our office here in Boynton Beach, Keller Williams Innovations. So, Hannah, is there any kind of specialties that you have right now?
No, not currently. No.
Okay. Is this your first open house, or have you done open houses in the past?
I try to do an open house every single weekend, and I've been doing that since April.
That's awesome. So she's a dedicated full-time real estate agent who's actually, if you're doing open house as much as you are doing, you're one of the seasoned open house people, because there's a lot of agents out there that don't do any open houses at all. And it used to be, even when the market wasn't crazy, people weren't really doing as many open houses as I felt like as an agent selling houses think that they should do. And then when the market became so crazy that you didn't need to do open houses, a lot of people didn't do them just because they didn't have to. We always tried to do the open house, but a lot of the times our houses were selling before the 9th day, because we always do our open houses on the 9th day of the listing. And we were getting them sold before the 9th day. But having those open houses is really important. So if you're thinking of hiring an agent, you should talk to them about open houses and the marketing for it. Hannah did a really nice job marketing this property. So you're at 12332 Temple Boulevard in West Palm Beach. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, great. Can you tell us a little bit about the house?
Okay, so this house is in the acreage. We've got 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. The house does come with 2 sheds, and there's no HOA. The house has a built-in garage, and as far as size, we're looking at about 1,590 square feet.
That's right, and it's on over an acre of land, and it's got a couple of things I really like about this house. Okay, number one is the price. Okay, just like that other house, this house is one of the lowest priced homes in the acreage right now. It's move-in ready. You can move into this house. There's no problem. There's nothing functionally wrong with the house or anything, but it's a little dated. The house was built in 1992, and the kitchen is 1992, even though the family was very fastidious, and the kitchen is super on point. It's just that it's a 1992 kitchen, and the carpeting has seen better days in most of the bedrooms, but there's a lot of really positive things about the house too. There's a lot of upgrades to the house structurally. Some of the upgrades include, hold on here. They put in a new AC in October, so you don't have to worry about that. They put in a new water softening system out in that part of the area, West Palm. Everybody's on well and septic usually. So it's really crucial you have a good water softener. Most people don't run their water Most people run their water softeners in the ground. They don't service them right. They're expensive. Don't deal with it right. This one has a brand new water softener installed in December, so it's only 7 months old. They just recently painted the outside and part of the inside of the house. They put in a new water pump for the well. And they have a hurricane-improved garage door. And they have a really good fenced-in backyard for the dog and 2 fire pits and an open patio, very large open patio where one of the fire pits are. And it's a paver brick patio, which is really nice. Tons of room for a pool. Driveway is super long. So if you have jet skis or you got boats or you want to park your RV somewhere, there's plenty of place to do that. You don't have to start pouring concrete and making driveways for it. It's all there for you. And another thing that's really nice about this, Hannah, is it's on a paved road. It's always nicer to have the paved road in the neighborhood because not everybody has it. Hannah, what time are you going to be there? Are you going to be there from 11 to 2?
Yes, I am.
Okay, 11 to 2. So please go out, and if you're looking for an affordable 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage home with land, no HOA, and one of the most affordable homes in the area, you got to check out this house. There's so much value add in this house. So please go check it out. We're looking forward to get that property sold. So Hannah, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
You know what I'm going to say. Sell that house, okay? Come on, Heather. You can do it. We know you can do it, okay? You're a rock star open house person, so you're going to make it happen.
Heck yeah. Good luck out there, Hannah. Thank you very much for taking the time to join us on this Saturday morning.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. All right. Nice speaking with you. So, Jim, these details of these open houses will be on the Facebook page of Florida Talk Real Estate?
Yes. If you go to our Facebook page, all you have to do is start looking and scrolling. The posts are everywhere. So please go check that out. Hannah's a little shy. That was her first time on the radio. And she was a little quiet, but she's a great agent. So we're very lucky to have her work in that open house. And thank you very much.
Oh yeah, no, her, we don't bring her on the team or do you send her out to an open house because she's going to excel on the radio, right? It's all about what she can do in the world of real estate. We have Mike Rauch because he excels on the radio.
Yeah, that's what we got Mike for, right?
Hey.
So let's roll in because we've only got about 5 minutes left because we do have another guest after this open house, and I'd like to have the break. So we've got last but definitely not least, Cameron Post, who's up in Port St. Lucie for us right now, and he's going to be doing open house on another single family home up there.
Perfect. Well, let's go ahead and get Cameron on. Welcome, Cameron, and thanks for being with us. Florida Talk Real Estate on a Saturday morning. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you guys for having me. How y'all doing this morning?
Real good, buddy.
Good, Cameron. So you were going to be, there might be a little delay. Okay. I can hear you now. Good. Okay. So can you tell us what time you're going to be at the open house, and can you give us some details of the house? I know you walked the house a couple of days ago, so you know it pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to be doing this open house from 11 to 2 this morning. We're looking at a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,100 square feet under air, going for $250K. Definitely the cheapest house in the area right now. Got an open floor plan, 2-car garage, new roof in 2020. Construction is frame and stucco. It's sitting on a 1/4-acre lot, built in 91. It's a great, quiet neighborhood. Cash conventional 203K loan would be ideal. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, a couple other things. The roof is 2020, so it's, super great roof. The house is dated. It will not take FHA or VA financing as it sits unless you do a construction loan, which Mike can help out anybody that's interested. That would be the play on, that would be the play on this house. If somebody's looking for an affordable home and they're trying to get their foot in on a single family home, you could buy this house for approximately $250,000, use an FHA 203K loan, and fix everything that's wrong with the property. There are serious, I shouldn't say serious, but there's a lot of things going on with the house. The common tile in the house, it's cracked and it's popping off the floor. The kitchen really needs to be replaced. The bathroom vanity, the master bathroom vanity, is basically collapsed, and there's some stucco issues on the outside of the house that need to be dealt with. But if somebody were to come in here and do the full renovation, rip the stuff out, put it back in, it isn't that heavy duty, and you'd have a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in the area with probably a little equity to spare after fixing the house up with the FHA 203K loan. So if somebody's saying, I can't buy a house because it's not affordable, if you're in that price range, plus you can afford to finance the repairs, this might be a better opportunity than going out and finding another house that's $50,000 to $70,000 more than this, and you still have to fix it up. Sometimes getting the house where you have to gut it right away is actually better value than buying the house that costs more, isn't completely fixed up, but you think that you could live with it for a while. This might be a great opportunity for that. It also could be a good opportunity for the right investor. They have to have a keen eye on this and make sure that they don't overspend on the budget, but that could be a good investor deal too. So, Cameron, I'm really looking forward. I know that you've been putting out also some advertising along with us on the open house. Once again, you're going to be there from 11 to 2 p.m. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, and I'd like to add real quick. I mean, we got open patio in the back, great backyard. You also got quite a bit of privacy with all the trees and stuff. You got a couple fruit trees, mango trees, things like that. So I think it's a great opportunity for somebody.
It really is. I agree with you. It's a really good opportunity. The reason why the house is a little disrepair, it's kind of a probate estate problem. So it was an elderly person that lived there. There was deferred maintenance issues, and they were on a budget. But the house is awesome, and it's going to be a good opportunity for somebody. You really should get out there and take a look at it. That one, we have a lot of action on it already. I think we have 6 offers on that property already. I just the owners instructed me not to look at them until Monday. So We'll see how that one goes. Yeah, that one's a hot property right now. But we'll have to look at the financing. There's a lot of people out there that turned in offers, Mike, that will not qualify because of the construction issues, like the cracked tile on the floors, the concrete floors, the collapsed medicine, the collapsed vanity, that kind of stuff. And
those
they're turning in
features, Jim, if you advertise it, like tile floors popping, collapsible vanities, like
You're so funny. So you'd love to be the mortgage broker with FHA financing for that, right?
Yeah, I listen. The whole key with the 203Ks and even on the conventional products is you have to have the right equity so that there's the difference between the sales price, acquisition price, and the after improved value has enough space for the improvements. It sounds like that's there with some space.
That's why we priced it the way we did, Mike, because we understand what it takes for financing.
Yep.
And we also priced it where an investor can come in and also look at it. So we try to do it for both, just like what we did with Washington Road. We tried to look at both markets and try to cast that net to both sides, right? So that you have you cast a bigger net. Hopefully you get more buyers. So that's what we're doing there.
And I'm looking at the pictures. I don't think anybody would be scared of this. This looks like it's got great space and doesn't need that much.
No, and it's an awesome house. It's rip it out, put it back in, no big deal. Most of this stuff is pretty easy. And if you're going to rip out a kitchen or if you're going to replace flooring, who cares if the tile's popping up? You're replacing the flooring anyway.
Right.
What happens if the tile was excellent, but you hated the color? You're going to pull it out anyway, right? So what difference does it make? So, smart people, they don't look at that stuff. They look at what the potential is, see if the price is right. It's priced right, so go out there and check it out. Cameron, can you do me a favor?
Yes, I can. What you need?
Sell that house.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Cameron, I just want to say one last thing before you go. I know we're running a little late, so Martin, if you can hold, we're going to have a commercial break. But Cameron, can you just tell me a little bit about what you do up in Port St. Lucie and like the kind of customers you work with and stuff, just to give a little background on you?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a local realtor in the area. Grew up here in St. Lucie County, so I'm very familiar with the area. I'd like to work with first-time buyers because, you know, I'd like to help people out and get them in a home that they love.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much. I mean, this guy was very dedicated. As soon as we talked about doing this open house, he jumped on it right away. He started doing advertising right away. He went out to the property to preview it so that he knew what he was doing. That's the kind of thing you want when you're a seller. And we're very lucky to have you doing that, just like with Hannah and Scott at the other properties. Thank you so much, Cameron.
Thanks, buddy. Good luck out there today. And again, get all the details of 3 open houses, Florida Talk Real Estate, on our Facebook page. Florida Talk Real Estate is a .com. That's your one-stop real estate shop. You should know it, use it, share it, love it. That's access to the entire team. But you get a lot of information. We stream live every Saturday as well on Florida Talk Real Estate on Facebook. And speaking of information, over on the YouTube page, Florida Talk Real Estate LLC, tons of chunk videos, informational videos, and even some video walkthroughs of some of the potential homes as well. Lots going on. Oh, and we do stream every Saturday, Florida Talk Real Estate LLC on YouTube. Let's do a little 4-minute break. We got Martin on hold. If you'd like to be on hold as well, get there at 877-927-6969. Another full hour for you. It's 2 hours of infotainment we bring you every Saturday right here on Real Radio.
No one gives a big warm hug like us when you need it. Come on, get in here. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio. What?
Hey, it's your boy Johnny C here, host of Florida Talk Real Estate. They're tops when it comes to helping people buy and sell houses. But Florida Talk Real Estate is so much more than that. For 5 years, I've watched these guys help thousands of our listeners with any real estate need. They couldn't do it without their sponsors, who are experts in their fields. Check it out. Jim DePola, powered by Keller Williams Realty. Their team specializes in helping people sell their house for top dollar, and buyers get great deals on the purchase of their home. That's what they did for me and my family, and I couldn't be happier that I hired them for my real estate transaction. Mike Rauch from the mortgage firm is one of our favorite guests on the show, and he is the mortgage guy. Whether you're looking for a refi or a mortgage to purchase a new home, Mike Rauch will get you the answers you need. The mortgage firm is licensed to do loans in Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia, and they have local offices that cover all of South Florida. So if you're thinking about a refi or a new mortgage, go to the mortgage guy, Mike Rauch, and find out what he can do for you. The Mortgage Firm, Inc., NMLS 189233, Florida license MLD 78, equal housing lender. The law office of Paul A. Krasker has been specializing in real estate law for nearly 25 years and has the professional team you need. Upside down with your house, Paul's team can help you conduct short sales, loan modifications, even if you're behind on payments. They also help you with foreclosure defense and bankruptcy. They can even help you get a student loan modification and repair your credit to get the score you need. Paul's full-service team has helped thousands of our listeners, and they can help you too. Trident Title LLC is the largest privately owned title company in Florida. When you need a title company to complete a refi, home purchase, or sale, Trident Title has got you covered. Not only do they offer competitive pricing, Trident Title has attorneys on staff to make sure if you have bumps in the road declaring title that you can get the job done. Beware, not all title companies in Florida have attorneys on staff. Trident Title does and complies with all the new federal regulations released last year. Ross Komarinetz, owner of Brightway Insurance, has been helping our listeners get great rates on homeowners insurance plans. Haven't checked your homeowners insurance policy in a while? This is a great way to help reduce your monthly mortgage payment. Ross can also help with renters and auto insurance. Ross is only a phone call away and can usually get the answers you need same day.
Call Ross today at 561-425-6228 or drop by his office at 873 Donald Ross Road in Juno Beach.
So now you know why I'm happy to be part of the Florida Talk Real Estate Show, the longest running real estate show in Florida. And all these sponsors are just a phone call or a click away. Just call 888-973-7828. That's 888-973-7828. Or go to floridatalkrealestate.com. That's floridatalkrealestate.com. And don't forget to use the most accurate search engine to find your new home or ask for a free home valuation because floridatalkrealestate.com has you covered. That's floridatalkrealestate.com.
This is WZZR FM, West Palm Beach, Real Radio. Radio 92.1. Powered by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Been in an accident? Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. This is Florida Talk Real Estate with Jim DePola and Johnny C. Got a question for the show? Call us live at 1-877-927-6969.
That's it, toll free, and we got you for another hour, and you're welcome to join us with your questions, comments, concerns in the world of real estate. Do not hesitate. If you dial 877-927-6969, Jimothy will line you up. You make that call, we'll take that call. That's me, Johnny C. Ross Komarinetz is with us. It's great to have him as always with Brightway Insurance, Juno Beach. Ross, how are you?
You know, that's right. I'm doing well. Good to see everybody. Happy South Florida.
Happy
Hot Ross.
They still had that? I thought they were working on a new one.
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah, the ball's rolling for sure. We should have that probably within the next couple of weeks, I'm guessing. Mike Rauch, nice to see you as well. The mortgage guy from the mortgage firm.
Good to see you too, Johnny. Yeah, there we go. Happy Saturday. Happy South Florida. Love it.
Happy South Florida. And if you're like, happy South Florida, yeah, that's one of those phrases that's kind of been coined by our fearless leader. That's Jimmy D. Jim DePola. I've told you for over a decade he runs a top producing Keller Williams team. Keller Williams Innovations is where you'll find the Florida Home Pros. Jimmy D is muted. He's going to unmute. He's going to say, hey, happy South Florida.
I had to be Jimmy D, right? Happy South Florida, everybody. It's a pretty nice day. You know, it was so nice driving down here today because you saw that big full moon. I missed the full moon when it first came out. I think it was Wednesday. Did anybody catch that? I think it was red or something like that. Was it true?
I didn't
But
see
anyway,
it.
I missed it. I was so bummed out because right now it's the closest it's going to be all year. The moon is the closest. So this is going to be our biggest moon. So I
went to the Inter Miami versus the Philadelphia Union soccer game on Wednesday night, and you couldn't see the moon, but one of the camera people focused in on the moon, and so on the big screen they had a image of the moon. So that's how I saw it. It didn't look red, but it was definitely full.
Who won that match?
Philly won it 2-1.
Oh, was it good?
It was fun.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've been to a soccer game down here, and that stadium, even though it's temporary, I guess, or maybe it's like their training facilities or something, but it's actually really nice, and it was a lot of fun, and it was affordable. So if you haven't done that, that's a good time. Just head down there, and you can take the Brightline, or you can drive down. It's pretty convenient, right off of a commercial down there in Fort Lauderdale. So
excellent.
Pretty
Did you drive or did you Brightline?
We drove because we were big enough where the train tickets, it would have been fun, but not worth it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, yeah, you didn't get a 0-0 stinker. I like defense, but for me, soccer has got to have at least one moment of everybody yelling goal, right? I mean,
it was pretty exciting because Inter, they're not the most defensive, but they had some good chances, and that their one goal came in like the 80th minute, and it was a real zinger. It was nice.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah. Yep. And nice to know that it's affordable. I assumed like everything else that it wasn't.
It's no, the tickets are, I think, affordable, and I don't think there's a bad seat in the whole stadium. So you can even go in with the lower priced tickets or tiers or whatever, and you're still going to have a great view of the game.
I got one more question before we move on to the real important stuff. How much for a frosty adult beverage?
They were large, so it's the big cans, but I think they're about $12.
Okay. Yeah, fair.
So
good. Excellent.
It's what you pay for a cocktail at a semi-expensive restaurant, something like that.
I'm a regular concert goer. We like to go to events, and I think $12 for one of them tall boys. That's
yeah.
Line me up about 6 of them.
There you go. So we're going to put Martin Burrs on the air. He's the owner of the real estate post signs company. So one of the things Martin does is he goes around and he puts signs up for sale signs, real estate for sale signs for realtors all over the region, right? So he puts them in, and then he takes them out. And I've been using his company, I don't know, 10 years or longer. And I thought we would have him on with Ross today because I wanted to talk about a little bit about hurricane stuff. And like, what do you do with the signs? Like what people do with the signs if a hurricane's coming, right? So when Irma was coming last time, I think Irma was our last one. It was so long ago. I think it was 2017. We had a lot of listings out at that point. So we had a lot of signs to deal with, right? So that was kind of like a logistical nightmare, trying to figure out how to handle that. Martin has a little easier way to handle this for realtors and for the homeowner than most of the sign companies that I had used in the past. So we're going to talk to him about that. But then when we started chit-chatting, he has a very unique perspective of what's happening in the local South Florida real estate market. So we're going to talk about that too.
Excellent.
So let's get Martin on the air.
Let's go ahead and do that. He is dialed up toll free at 877-927-696. Thank you very much for your patience, Martin, and welcome. You're on Florida Talk Real Estate. How are you?
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Martin, did I get the name of your real estate company correct? Real Estate Post Signs?
Real estate post signs, or, reps, because we do the reps for you. So reps for short, real estate post signs.
Awesome. And then if somebody, and if any realtors out there listening to this, and you're still walking around or driving around with signs in the back of your truck and the post sticking out of your Honda, right? And you're driving over there and then you got to dig the hole and all that stuff and do all that stuff and hope that you put it in the right place so you don't violate or get in any kind of fines. You're crazy. You got to hire Martin's company and have them do that for you, right? That's, it's more than a convenience. It also makes sure it's done right, correctly. I love Martin's service. You order the stuff online. Their computer system is awesome. They actually take a picture when the sign goes out. So they take a picture, sign's in the yard. And when they take the sign out, they give you notification, sign just pulled. It's awesome. So you always know what's going on. You can see what the sign looks like when it's up there. You don't have to worry about some bubble with the hammer, just like dug a hole and the sign's crooked and it's not strapped correctly to the pole. So anyway, anybody interested in that, Martin, how do they contact your company?
Simple, 440-SIGN, SIGN, 440-561 area code, 440-SIGN. 440 signs. So we know we have a lot of agents listening. So if you need a good sign installer removal, you got to call Martin. So thank you, Martin, for that. Now, Martin, I wanted to ask. So one of the things I like about your signs is the way that you guys think in advance about what to do about when the hurricane comes. So could you tell us a little bit about that? Absolutely. It's a proprietary wood textured PVC post. So it was designed about 18 years ago, and it's designed to look exactly like a wooden post. In fact, you can't even tell it's PVC until you get right up to it. And then you realize it's too symmetrically perfect to not be something different, right? And you get a little closer and then you know it's PVC. But the major benefit that we find is that there's no hole being dug. It is a ground stake. That's about a 15-pound ground stake, goes in the ground about 20 inches. And it's designed to stay in the ground because it has a very low profile, the ground stake itself. And, of course, we all know hurricanes. They tell you to get low to the ground or get in the bathtub because all the wind is up in the air, not in the ground. So the post slides over that. And the post with the panels and everything probably wouldn't even exceed 15 pounds. Even though the post itself is 3 times thicker than your traditional PVC pipes. It's very thick schedule, very thick material. As a matter of fact, if it gets hit, it bends the ground stake but doesn't damage the post. But anyways, it's designed so that the agent could actually just leave the panels on if they like, or they could remove the main panel with our stainless steel spring-loaded, high wind capacity clips. They're simple spring-loaded. They could take them off or just leave them on, and they could slide the post right off the ground stake and bring it out of harm's way, right? And even if the property is vacant, right, and they have access to the property, they simply just bring it inside. It takes them all of about 2 minutes. And as long as the property is obviously, still marketable after the hurricane and they don't have to do any repairs, they just do the exact opposite. They just pick it up and slide it right back on the ground stake. And if they feel the need to take the panel off, they can, and they can just put it right back on because it's spring-loaded clips. So
it's so
different than the wooden post.
Yeah, can you imagine instead of having 2 4x4s, right, that are heavy as heck, right, and you got to lift that up, and you're dirty because the dirt's like all over the place because it's in the ground. Even if it's in a holder, it's still like gets you all disgusted. This, you just slip it off, take it away. We even had the last time we had Irma, it happened. There were so many people, we were actually calling people and asking them, hey, could you take the sign down? Or at one point, Martin, what we were doing is saying, if you can't take the post, just clip the signs and leaving the post there, right? But the posts back then, what we were using were the 4x4 wood 4x4 posts, right? So now we wouldn't have that problem because these things are so light. We could just say, hey, we can't get up there right now. Can you just slide that post off, put it in your garage, and we'll come and put it back for you.
Exactly.
Right. So that's pretty cool.
Yep. And sorry. No,
go ahead, Martin.
No, and you brought up a good point. The wooden posts, they exceed 30 plus pounds. And when a sign company that's of any size we have over 400 in the ground right now, but if you have 400 or 500 posts in the ground, it's not possible to remove all of those wooden posts. And now you have a 30 to 40 pound projectile. That's a major problem. Our posts don't even exceed 30, but the post itself is 13 pounds. So if you add panels on there, you're going to be 15, 16 pounds. It could be laid on the ground and not be as nowhere near as a major danger as a wooden post. And the fact of the matter is, ours can come out of the ground and be placed anywhere out of harm's way.
Yeah. So Ross, let me ask you a question. If you had as an insurance guy, if you had the posts there and the signs were there, and then the posts or the signs blew into somebody's house, right, and it damaged it, it's just covered as like regular flotsam jetsam flying around. Like they couldn't go back to the realtor and try to complain to the realtor or something, would they? Could they?
I mean, they could, but it's not going to be worth their time.
Right.
I
was just wondering.
Because if you're filing, your hurricane deductible is 2% of your dwelling coverage. Mm-hmm. So if your dwelling coverage is $400,000, that means your dwelling coverage is at least, or your deductible is at least $8,000. So there's got to be a whole lot more damage than just.
Than the sign just hitting something.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Unless
I could envision one of the
claim if a claim is going to be filed.
One of the wooden posts like cartwheeling through the air and then poking right into your roof. I could see that happening.
Yeah. And I mean, that's just, damage. There's no, I don't think there's any. Could there be some sort of recourse? Yeah, but I doubt the company's going to waste their time and money to sue a realtor for, a sign hitting a house.
Yeah. Well, I want to change gears a little bit while we still have Martin on the phone. So, we always talking about market indicators and what's going on, and I've given you my Swami prognostications, and Mike always rolls his eyes. He's like, "Who cares? It is what it is." Right? It is what it is. Why are you even asking what's going to happen in the future? He's more grounded than I am. I'm more forward thinking. Not that either one is the wrong way to think. Nothing wrong with that. But one of the things I think that's very interesting is Martin has a very good perspective of what's happening with the real estate market without being a realtor or a mortgage broker or an insurance agent, because he's the guy putting in the signs and taking the signs out, right? So, Martin, can you tell us a little bit about like what changes, let's say, since January, like today compared to January? What do you see changing in your business?
Well, you know that one of the indicators that realtors use on the multiple listing service is the average days on the market. And when they see that those average days on the market are climbing and properties are staying on the a couple months ago it was a week, and now all of a sudden I'm getting a removal request, because the property is selling that fast. And now those days are obviously climbing and getting significantly greater and greater. So properties are staying on the market longer and longer. But one of the simple indicators that we have is that we look at the ratio between installs and removals. And right now we're probably about 4 installs, maybe even 5 installs for every 1 removal.
Oh, that's amazing.
What's that?
That's amazing. I'm going to tell you about a stat I've been talking about the last couple of weeks on the show. But yeah, so 4 to 1. So that 4 new signs putting in for every one that's being taken out. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Right. And that number's getting different every day because, if you think about, let's say, 60 days on the market, well, the posts that we put in June 1st, are not going to come out till August 1st if they're 60 days on the market. So what happens is we're just putting more and more and more posts out there. And one of the other indicators is that obviously as this market's changing and slightly adjusting, there's people that want to take the money off the table, obviously, right? So they, for lack of better terms, kind of rush to the exit door. Let's get our house on the market real quick and try to get it sold so we can, get top dollar for our house. Well, you and I both know where that might go, but let's hope not. Anyway, so that's another indicator, and that's why the amount of installs in the last 2.5 months has been astronomical.
Yes, and that's funny because that ties into something else. That's why I said, ooh, because I was very surprised you came up with that exact number, 4 to 1 ratio. So let's take a look. One of the things I've been doing on the show recently, besides going into the Freddie Mac interest rates for the weekly report on that, is I've been talking about the activity on the market in general. And for example, in the last 24 hours for the whole region of the MLS for Florida. So what is the MLS I have? The multiple listing service is not one monolithic group. It's a bunch of different regional groups that tie in together. So right now, our MLS pulls everything from Dade County all the way through St. Lucie County. Okay. So in that general region, all types of houses, we had 1,131 new listings in the last 24 hours. And we've had 270 pendings in the last 24 hours, right? So if you take the 1131, I'm doing this, divided by the 270, it comes out to 4.1 ratio. So there you go. So look, the market is changing a lot, and we're going to talk later at the end of the show. We're going to give you some seller tips, so how not to do this market wrong, because you can make big mistakes or make big gains in this market if you do it right, and if you do it wrong, you could be hurting a little bit. So I just find that interesting. So now we have somebody not related to directly into real estate deals that are telling us the same thing that we've been talking about. The amount of houses coming on the market to the amount going pending, it's dramatically different. Okay, in January, I wish I could pull the reports, but you can't on the computer system for the MLS. In January, this is what was happening. 400 houses go on the market that day, 1,200 pending. It used to be the other way, like 2 to 3 to 1 in the other way. Now it's 4 to 1 in favor of the longer days on market. So Martin, thank you so much for your insight on that. And once again, can you just tell people how to get in touch with you if they need an excellent sign installer, exstaller? Martin is an importer exporter, like Costanza from Seinfeld. Sorry, Costanza was only an exporter. Martin is an importer exporter.
That's funny. Our website is repsfl.com, and that goes over our entire software system and our sign tracker system and how it all works as far as, our business. And then, of course, the phone number is 561-440-7446 or sign. And repsfl.com will give you everything you want to know about what we do and why our company is now an international company. It's now in 2 different provinces in Canada. So, and our territory is Broward, Palm Beach County, Martin County, and St. Lucie County.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Thank you for taking a little time out of your Saturday to be on the show.
I was honored. Thank you, Jim.
Hey, thanks, Martin. Appreciate you very much. And that's repsfl.com, he said? repsfl.com? Awesome.
Hey, I know we only got a couple, like 2 minutes before the break. I wanted to just talk about another indicator. So our photography company, right? So we use a company called Virtuals. One is our photography company to do our photos for our houses, the droning, and also the 3D video tours, which are crucial in today's market, I think, to put on your properties. If you're not getting all of that done, drones, sometimes you don't need it, but the 3D video tour must have in today's market. Virtual One's been working with me for a very, very long time. Very happy with them. They've been a great company to work with. I was talking to one of the photographers a couple of days ago who's been around a long time for that company. And I said, hey, what's the market happening with your company? And he said, business is booming right now. So what does that mean? That means a lot of people are shooting photography for houses that are going on the market, because these people shoot the photos before you put the house on the market. With Martin, they are calling in when the house is already decided to be put on the market, right? Like they're ready to put it on the market right now. The photography people are a little bit before that process, right? So this gives us a little glimpse even farther back. It's almost looking at the Webb telescope and going back and looking at time, right? Right. So we're going back to, let's say, 60 days back. So what they're saying is, people are spending more money for the types of photography. So now they're doing 3D videos where they might not have done them. And now they're doing drones where they might not have done them. Well, Florida Home Pros, that's all we do. We don't change our standards based on price point, right? Whether you got a $60,000 condo or, a $2 million intercoastal property, we are going, I don't think you get a property on the coast for $2 million, but $2 million property, we're going to give you the same type of photos, believe it or not. Right. But they come out excellent, and that's why we do it. So the other thing that's happening, which I think is very interesting, is there's a lot of realtors who don't use professional photography, have the houses on the market, they're stale, they're sitting there not selling. So now they're breaking down and hiring a professional photographer to come in and shoot the house.
Yeah.
I would be so upset if I had a house that I was putting on the market, and it's on the market 30, 60 days, right? And then my agent comes back to me and says, hey, I think I'd like to use professional photography now. That would kind of bum me out. I'm like, you didn't want to do that when the house came right on the market to give it that oomph presentation when you throw it, put it on the market right away. You're waiting to see if you want to spend the money or not, And when you change those photos, it's not going to change. It's not going to, and it's not going to change the status. Like it won't freshen it up status wise. It'll still be a 60-day house on the market. The photos are different. We're so, I wanted to use a different word. We're so laser focused. I wanted to use a different word than that about this stuff that sometimes we go back. We always hire professional photographers, but sometimes we go back and reshoot a property because if we don't feel like, maybe we can do better, we go back and reshoot it if we have to. I just did that a couple of days ago on a property, right? We reshot, and it's an expense that I pay. I don't charge it to the homeowners or anything, and it's just a cost of doing business. But you got to invest money if you're going to try to put that property out. So just think about that stuff, guys. And the market is changing. So the next half hour, we're going to talk a little bit about insurance. And then we're going to roll right into mortgages and give some seller tips and a little bit of buyer tips of how to win this market, because right now it's kind of a crazy market, guys.
There it is. You have a 4-minute break. And if you're considering making a phone call to the show, you got a full segment to do it. It's 877-927-6969. Of course, if you're not comfortable on air, you have access to the entire team. Ask your questions. at floridatalkrealestate.com. You can go there. You'll find the hotline. Dial it up, 888-973-7828. It's your one-stop real estate shop. We call it that for a reason because you have access to the entire team. Pros. They are experts in their field, and you can reach them all. It's floridatalkrealestate.com. Know it, use it, love it, and share it because you can change people's worlds when you put them in the right direction where they can be working with people that are not only good at what they do, but very, very good at what they do and caring about their outcome. That's really ultimately what it boils down to, is doing right by the people. And that's what's happened here at Florida Talk Real Estate for over a decade. Great to have you with us every Saturday. We'll continue this fest in 4 minutes from now. Thank you for being with us every Saturday right here on Real Radio.
The visual aid you need for all the freaky stuff we talk about on the radio. Find it at realradio921.com.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center. Have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
Hey there, everyone. I'm CBS 12 Storm Track meteorologist Zach Covey. Make sure you have the umbrella or the rain jacket today, as rounds of showers and even a few thunderstorms will work their way into the area today. Now, severe weather not anticipated, but some of them could produce heavy rain, frequent lightning, a few strong wind gusts, and maybe even some small hail.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Get inspired during Dell's Black Friday and July sale with up to $500 off select computers like XPS laptops and Alienware systems with Intel Core processors. Plus, get great financing with a Dell Preferred account and free shipping. Call 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey, it's your boy Johnny C here, host of Florida Talk Real Estate. They're tops when it comes to helping people buy and sell houses. But Florida Talk Real Estate is so much more than that. For 5 years, I've watched these guys help thousands of our listeners with any real estate need. They couldn't do it without their sponsors, who are experts in their fields. Check it out. Jim DePola, powered by Keller Williams Realty. Their team specializes in helping people sell their house for top dollar, and buyers get great deals on the purchase of their home. That's what they did for me and my family, and I couldn't be happier that I hired them for my real estate transaction. Mike Rauch from the mortgage firm is one of our favorite guests on the show, and he is the mortgage guy. Whether you're looking for a refi or a mortgage to purchase a new home, Mike Rauch will get you the answers you need. The mortgage firm is licensed to do loans in Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia, and they have local offices that cover all of South Florida. So if you're thinking about a refi or a new mortgage, go to the mortgage guy, Mike Rauch, and find out what he can do for you. The Mortgage Firm, Inc., NMLS 189233, Florida license MLD 78, equal housing lender. The law office of Paul A. Krasker has been specializing in real estate law for nearly 25 years and has the professional team you need. Upside down with your house, Paul's team can help you conduct short sales, loan modifications, even if you're behind on payments. They also help you with foreclosure defense and bankruptcy. They can even help you get a student loan modification and repair your credit to get the score you need. Paul's full-service team has helped thousands of our listeners, and they can help you too. Trident Title LLC is the largest privately owned title company in Florida. When you need a title company to complete a refi, home purchase, or sale, Trident Title has got you covered. Not only do they offer competitive pricing, Trident Title has attorneys on staff to make sure if you have bumps in the road declaring title that you can get the job done. Beware, not all title companies in Florida have attorneys on staff. Trident Title does and complies with all the new federal regulations released last year. Ross Komarinetz, owner of Brightway Insurance, has been helping our listeners get great rates on homeowners insurance plans. Haven't checked your homeowners insurance policy in a while? This is a great way to help reduce your monthly mortgage payment. Ross can also help with renters and auto insurance. Ross is only a phone call away and can usually get the answers you need same day.
Call Ross today at 561-425-6228 or drop by his office at 873 Donald Ross Road in Juno Beach.
So now you know why I'm happy to be part of the Florida Talk Real Estate Show, the longest running real estate show in Florida. And all these sponsors are just a phone call or a click away. Just call 888-973-7828. That's 888-973-7828. Or go to floridatalkrealestate.com. That's floridatalkrealestate.com. And don't forget to use the most accurate search engine to find your new home or ask for a free home valuation because floridatalkrealestate.com has you covered. That's floridatalkrealestate.com.
You're listening to Real Radio 92.1, and we are an iHeart radio station. This is Florida Talk Real Estate with Jim DePola and Johnny C. Got a question for the show? Call us live at 1-877-927-6969.
Yeah, if you dial it, we will absolutely take your phone call. We got about 23 minutes left for you, so ample time at 877-927-6969. Johnny C., that's me. Ross Komarinetz is with us. Brightway Insurance, Juno Beach. Hello, Ross.
Hello, everybody.
And hello to Mike Rao, the mortgage guy from the mortgage firm.
Yes, sir. Good morning. Hi, everybody.
Hello, Jimmy D. Jim DePola with the Florida Home Pros team, Keller Williams Innovations. Hello, Jimmy D.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
So I wanna slide right into insurance. I saw this article in a couple of different papers, but I'm pulling the information on this one from the Sentinel. Headline: Hundreds of citizens' policies dropped after home values exceeded 700,000 cap. So just to let me go over the stats real quick, then I want to ask Ross some questions. Over the last 12 months, about 2,400 policies have been dropped in the state because the homes have a replacement cost. Is that the right terminology, Ross? Is the replacement cost or the home value?
Replacement cost.
Replacement cost of the house is over 700,000, which is the cap with a few exceptions. And 2,500 people got dropped, but about half of those were in Broward and Palm Beach County. So we were ground zero of these people getting dropped. Now, Miami-Dade County and Monroe County, you can go up to $1 million for replacement costs. Okay. But in Palm Beach and Broward, it's 700,000. So we got the big hit. And then the other half were strung across the state. So Ross, what the heck happens if you were using citizens? Let's say you had I know personally that I had a house. I sold it about a year and a half ago. But when I sold it, it was like, I'm using rough numbers. It was a $500,000 house, right? Now it's an $800,000 house, right? Now, I don't know what the replacement cost is, but let's just say that, that you were okay before, and now all of a sudden, because of house appreciation, you're not in the same boat. What happens at that point? Because now you have the insurance of last resort. What do you do then?
I mean, a couple of things. So what's happening is, one, citizens' guidelines have always been, or have been for a long time, the maximum dwelling coverage is 700,000 to be eligible with them. So with every carrier, once you no longer, whether it's Citizens or another carrier, once you no longer meet one of their guidelines, then they're going to non-renew you because it's not eligible. So it's not something that's new, but it is, it's being, I feel like it was very sensationalized.
Well, let me just play devil's advocate on that just real quick. Okay. I think the reason, being a former journalist, okay, I think one of the reasons why it is news is this is just a repercussion of that super fast appreciation we've been dealing with.
So
that's why
appreciation is different than reconstruction cost.
So is it a supply chain thing? Maybe the construction costs are higher? Because I was wondering about that.
One thing that Citizens is doing is on their renewals, for most of them, they're just having a blanket dwelling coverage increase of 15%. So if your home was 200, this year it's 230, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've been doing with some of my clients that are being non-renewed because of this, I've been going into the replacement cost estimator and revisiting it to see if it really is over that 700,000. And then if it is, then we got to find coverage elsewhere, which we can. It may not be cheap, but we can find it. And then if it's under 700, if the replacement cost estimator is coming back at under 700,000, then we're trying to get it reinstated and renewed with Citizens. But it's not something that's new. Even if you're buying a house right now that's 750,000 in dwelling coverage, you can't go to Citizens. You know what I mean? So
does that replacement cost generator you're looking at, does that, like, if you look, we'll just use my property. You look at my property today, it gives you a number. If you look 2 days from now, if the commodities market changed on lumber or whatever, is that replacement generator going to have a different number? How quickly does that update? Like,
I don't know. I know they do update them. They do update them. I can't. So there's a few different replacement cost estimators that carriers use. So I don't, I just go in and plug in the numbers and, hit calculate. So, I'm not sure exactly the frequency of updates, but they are updated for sure.
Gotcha. So they use whatever the snapshot is for the costs that are going to be applied for that time, and then they'll update it whatever their timeline is. Because in Mike's world, when it comes to mortgage rates, that's why he doesn't play the predictor game, because it's all over the place. It can change day to day. You lock in where you feel good, right? I mean, where you're feeling like this is a good spot for me. This is what I can afford. Just kind of fascinated by how that is generated and how it can fluctuate.
I mean, even if it does fluctuate, it's not going to fluctuate by, in a short period of time, like a day or two or 2 weeks or even a month, unless unless the update is taking effect, that they have, if they haven't updated their parameters and then they update them a month from now. But as far as like apples to apples, even if the price of wood went up a little bit, the amount that it would affect the replacement cost wouldn't be like tens of thousands of dollars. It might be $2,000. And so if we're doing a replacement cost estimator, it's coming out to 316,000. We're probably going to bump it up to like 325 just to pad it a little bit anyway.
Understand.
So I just want to make sure. So I might have had a misconception about this. So I want to learn something. It really has nothing to do with the appreciation of the houses. What it really has to deal with is the construction, like the reconstruction or rebuilding of the house, if you had to do that.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. So I understand now why you're saying it's not really that big of a deal. But what I'm wondering is,
because here's the thing: it happened last year, and the year before, and the year before.
At those kind of numbers, do you think it happened at those kind of numbers? I don't know if 2,500 is a lot, but
it's happening at a larger rate now because Citizens has had to take on more policies.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. But would Citizens take on the policy at the beginning if they felt that the replacement cost was too high?
No, there's plenty of times where when we do a replacement cost estimator, and if it comes out to 689, we probably won't even submit it. We're going to probably try to avoid Citizens if we feel it's pretty close, just because 99% of the underwriting's done after the policy's been bound. So when the Citizens underwriter gets their hands on it, they're going to go in the replacement cost estimator. They're going to go look at all the photos. They're going to verify that that's all correct. And if, according to them, if they think it's 705, I'm going to get a cancellation notice for that client.
Okay.
That's interesting, Rauch. I was thinking, like, can you just go in and kind of maybe tweak the numbers in RCE? But there is some underwriting that happens. So
I mean, I can mess with the RCE and make it a lot lower. I can mess with it and make it higher. We try to be as accurate as possible because we know that the underwriters, once they get that policy in their hands, they're going to be looking at that too. So,
that's the exact same thing in my world, right? It's only your pre-approval is only as good as the information you're gathering and how accurate is it. And guess what? There is somebody in that chain of processes that is very interested in accuracy, right? It's the underwriting staff. They don't care.
You're not just going to get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, I see people, will send me a quote and, with whatever the same carrier that I've quoted them with, and the dwelling coverage is significantly lower. And I said, sorry, I can't match that,
Yeah.
Go get it.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim, a lot of homeowners come to that realization when they're buying the home for $500,000 and their insurance policies for $270,000. They're like, what's going on there? And I just explained it just like Ross did. It's like your home market value is different than what it takes to rebuild your home.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I always say, if you picked up that house, the house Mike's talking about for, $500,000 and we're insuring it for $275,000, and you put it on 10 acres of oceanfront property. Now that's a, $10 million house, but we're still only going to insure it for $275,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, because that's what it would cost to put it back if it got demolished.
Yep.
Which probably is why you don't hear about it a lot, Jim, because how many homes really take above $700,000 to
Big
construct?
homes.
Right.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a big house.
Big homes.
What price points are you seeing at that, Ross? Like in your experience, above 700,000 replacement costs? Are they usually like 3 million and up or 5 million and up?
We don't really pay attention to the price.
Mm-hmm.
We just, sometimes we'll, see a 1,200 square foot house that's listed for 1.5 or something, and we'll go, oh my gosh, that's what you're getting for 1.5. But it's got to be something crazy for us to really pay attention to the price.
Are we building back as kind of like in like a bare bones aspect? What if you just have this opulent home, right? Are you building back to match that level of opulence, or are you just building back for structure?
You're building back for what that home actually is at the time that we insured it.
So opulence matters. If you're,
yeah.
So
you got to factor in, if they, have,
so Johnny's
wallpaper versus drywall, stuff like that.
Oh, even that.
Countertops, what
Johnny's
kind of
gold toilet. Johnny's gold toilet.
Yeah. Marble floors, marble walls. Yeah, that's why Ross said they're looking at pictures of the home, right? Because they want to see the finishes, they want to see the features, and that's
citizens will ask us. They'll if they can't see the inside of the house, a lot of the times they'll ask us to have the homeowner take pictures and send them to us so they can verify the quality of construction.
There you go.
Okay, I want to switch over just a little anecdotal story. We put a sign up for a property that in West Palm. We put since we said West Palm, I forgot to mention the open houses again. So let me just go through that, Johnny, really quick.
Do it.
Okay, so we've got 3 open houses today. That's right, 3 in 2 different counties. They're all from 11 o'clock to 2 a.m. 11 o'clock to 2 p.m. today. Yeah, I have really long open houses. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. today. Scott Spainhauer is managing our open house in the So-So neighborhood of West Palm. It's a 1.295 list price of a 5-bedroom, 3 full bath home in a great neighborhood that's hugging the intercoastal. Great play for somebody looking to buy in the neighborhood at a reasonable price, or to buy the lot, tear it down, and build a new mega monolithic house over there. We also have 12332 Temple Boulevard in West Palm Beach, a beautiful acre plus home, about 1,600 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage with 2 sheds. Hannah Schurer from KW Innovations is going to be there from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So please go check out that property. It's a great play. One of the best value homes in that area. And then we've got Cameron Post manning our property up at 5459 Northwest Empress Circle in Port St. Lucie. That is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage home on almost a 1/4-acre lot with great mango trees and great layout, but it needs some tender or loving care to make the house your own. So please, they're all at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. All you got to do is go to Florida Talk Real Estate page and check it out. And you can go out there and check it out. Give us a call if you have any questions. Sorry about that, Johnny. Okay. So we had a call on one of our properties in Boynton Beach. We put the sign up. We're going to be putting the property on the market next week. It's not really on the market yet. It's coming soon. So one of the neighbors called and said that they were interested in buying the property. And when I started talking to them, they're a renter in the neighborhood right now. When I started talking to them, they're in the medical field. So right away, I explained to them that they might be eligible for the Hometown Heroes program, which she had never heard of. And Mike, Can you give me because we only have like 7-8 minutes, could you give me a super brief description, the fastest overview of the Hometown Heroes? Because I don't remember what the down payment assistance is, what the amount is.
It's $10,000. I'm sorry, geez, that's the regular down payment. So Hometown Heroes is it's 5% of the loan amount up to $25,000 in help towards down payment and closing costs, and interest rates are competitive.
So if you were to get a house that's the house we're putting on the market, just let's just say they get full asking price for it. It'll probably go above, but let's just say it's full asking price $325, right?
Okay. Yep.
So how much in general does a person need to buy a single family home? How much money roughly does people need for all the money to come to the table to close? Not just the down payment, but the closing costs, the mortgage origination, all that.
Insurance.
Say 20,000. Let's say
insurance. 20,000. Thank you. 20,000. Right. So 5%.
Half of that is insurance.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And then, so then what you have is that you have 5% of 325, right, is 15. Let's just round it off to $16,000, right?
Right.
And
so
you need
about 20.
20. So you can get into that house for first last security of a rent. Right?
Yeah, with Hometown Heroes. So,
yep,
so if you're in one of the qualified professions, which is actually a pretty lengthy list, but I would start do you have a Florida license for your job, right? So it's not just like doctors, nurses, police, fire. There's other professions, and you can just look up Hometown Heroes, or you can contact me, and I'll tell you if you're on the list or not.
So look at that great opportunity. You can move into the house with basically, if you were doing rent, first, last security, if you qualify for the Hometown Heroes program. And this is a single family home, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's listed in the county records as a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And it looks like there was a 3rd bedroom in the house at some point, but I think they opened it up for a living space. It could be easily converted back to the 3rd bedroom if you wanted to. Great lot. And bones are good. And it would be a great play for somebody in affordable. So let me tell you out there, that's what I want to tell buyers real quick, is there's still places out there you could buy. Everybody's like going crazy about everything. There's still affordability out there if you have the right agents working, beating the pavement, talking to other agents and networking. There's still stuff out there, and people are still buying. Is everybody is thinking that's not happening, but it's not true.
Jim, I wish we had a little more time, because I think what I'm hearing today, I think that maybe the theme is inventory is going to be increasing, which should be good news for buyers, right? If you got the 4-to-1 ratio you were talking about, so these homes, there's more coming on, they're not getting sold as quick, and so more inventory means good news for buyers.
Absolutely. My recommendation to buyers who really, really wanted to buy and they just feel like their dreams were crushed when the interest rates scooted up is to find out what you can afford now still. Keep your eyes open and be ready to react when you find something that you want. And don't be, if you can be not in a rush, that's better, because I think you're going to have more and more choices that are coming on board, that are going to come online. I'm also thinking that we're going to see a lot more price reductions than we're even seeing now, which is noticeable. I don't want to say it's like crazy price reductions, but definitely noticeable. So we're going through this shift right now. And the thing is, buyers are going to get a little bit of a break. And but you have to be smart. How do you do that the best way? There's one best way to do this, and that is to get pre-qualified first. Have your mortgage lined up. Know your numbers. Have your real estate agent know the numbers backwards, forwards, sideways. Set up the searches, and then pounce when you find the deal. Mike?
Yep. No, yeah, I was going to 100%. You have to. So even if you've been pre-approved, all year long, as long as your situation hasn't changed, you still are in the game, right? You still should be actively looking. Your agent should be actively looking, be able to calculate numbers. So when it comes up, you can move quickly. I mean, that's so you can't, if you're a buyer, you need to go through those steps so that you are prepared when that house comes up and you can move quickly.
You got to be like that big African, cat, like lion or something, and they sit there and they're crouched and coiled, ready to go, and they're just waiting for the moment. And when they see the prey, they just jump on it right then, right? It's like boom, all of a sudden you don't even know what happened. That's how you have to handle this market if you want to do well as a buyer in this market.
You got to make sure your claws are sharp with that rock solid pre-approval, though.
Yeah, with Mike's
Yeah.
approval letter in your back pocket. So anybody interested in buying, please give us a call. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or a luxury buyer, we're here to help you. We cover 6 counties. I'm going to be going down to Tamarack. I have stuff going on in Vero. We have stuff going on in Davenport right now, Davenport, Florida. I haven't even been to Davenport ever. Haven't even been at Davenport, and we're selling a house out there.
Boom.
So, and it's under contract.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's it's an interesting time. Let me just ask you, and I know we have so little time. If we get a magic number of 6 in the rate that people are getting, do you think that just completely destroys the market? Like, we have days on market go through the roof, the inventory is going to go through the roof. Is that going to be the stagger number now?
I don't.
4 right now. I don't think we're even talking about any of these price reductions. I don't think we're dealing with any of this.
Well, there's a whole mentality going on with the sellers that I'd really like to get into next week. We can get really juicy stuff next week about the seller mentalities and the mistakes some of them are making.
Cool.
And but my thing is right now is I'm not even sure 6% is going to change much. I think it's already changing now. It doesn't need to, but I don't think 6% is going to crush it, like just crush it to smash it into a million pieces. Only because think about this, Johnny. When we had our last boom from 2003 to 2005 or whatever, remember where those prices just went nuts from maybe 2002 to 2005? Interest rates were 6%.
True, but
I know it's making your head swim a little bit. I know it is because intuitively you don't like that. But it's true. People could afford 6% interest rates, and still during a boom, we're buying stuff during a boom.
Oh, I wish the mentality didn't exist. We've been the mindset has been ruined by the 2 or 3% mortgages. It's just it's fascinating.
Like
6% is a great rate. 8%, anything under 8 is phenomenal, right? In like historic terms.
Yeah, but it's like crack, right? You got to have that 2%, right? It's like crack. Got to have it.
All right. So we always.
I wouldn't know. Jim. How do you know that?
That's what I'm told. I was a former crime reporter, guys.
We always give you. I think I taste eggs and cinnamon. That's a Chappelle reference for the crack guy, by the way. We give you great information, and when I say we, I mean this team. Every Saturday, it's 2 hours of infotainment. We try to give you some information and some entertainment morphed together for 2 hours of whatever we do every Saturday. But what it is you're getting access to pros, people that are great at what they do. And for over 10 years now, so many people are thrilled to know about FloridaTalkRealEstate.com. If you don't know, well, now you know. FloridaTalkRealEstate.com, it's your one-stop real estate shop. Know it, use it, love it, and share it. Please be very conscious of the people around you. They may not share everything, but if you can just share a little bit of information with them, you could change the world. FloridaTalkRealEstate.com can change worlds. Ross Komarinetz, Brightway Insurance, Juno Beach. Thank you for changing my world all the time, my friend.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeah, you too. Mike Rao, the mortgage guy from the mortgage firm. You have a great weekend too.
Yep, you too. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks, everybody.
Jimmy D, Florida Home Pros, Keller Williams Innovations. I hope you have an awesome weekend.
I will. I hope everybody has a great week. See you next week.
And Jimothy, our producer extraordinaire, hope you do too. He's going to be sticking around, y'all. If you want to keep dialing that toll-free number, do it, because Jimmy and Greek and Joe, they're going to take you for the next 4 hours. The locker room will follow us here moments from now. Thanks for being with us every Saturday, and we'll be back at it next Saturday. Florida Talk Real Estate, 2 hours of infotainment right here on Real Radio.
Introducing the